Morning. It is October 14th. Time is ticking by. My birds are going to be here shortly. We've had quite a crazy week. Obviously, Monday was supposed to be a holiday. We ended up combining soybeans, didn't get any videos. It was a good day. We got what we need to get done. We got, I think, about 50 acres in. I got less than 200 left, but they're still green. So we've been focused on the barn all week. And then, of course, the 8345, it decides to give me some issues. So I'm actually just about to fire it. Yesterday we got it back together. I think a year ago I did the variable drive, which I'll show you. This is what went wrong. This is the bottom clutch. So, yeah, a year ago I put this brand new in this tractor. And, then I thought, it'll be fine. I don't need to look at the bottom clutch. And which is right here. So, you can see I haven't even fired it yet. We just got it back together. We're going to fire it this morning. So this is the updated one, because what went on is, there is bushings in there. You can see my chrome shaft is not so chrome anymore. So those bushings went, took chrome off. We heard it squeak, we parked the tractor. And it was just, the tractor decided I need a new one. So we put a new one on. I should have looked at that last year when I did the variable speed drive. Probably would have saved a little bit of money because it's been rebuilt. It is what it is. So let's give this thing a fire. And this is good news. Okay, we're just gonna go out. Oil pressure, okay. I'll check that. So I still put my side panels on here, but it's running. So that's all new, updated, so it's the same bottom clutch I believe they have on all the brand new tractors today. Just gonna let that run for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna let that run for a minute. I gotta get changed. We're gonna get to the barn. Actually, no. I got some things to do in here. Then we gotta get doing chores. So we're changed. We're gonna head to the barn here. So I don't have to cut these pieces. I found them. I think that's gonna work. I needed 40 inches. And that was kind of like a maximum. I should have measured the minimum, but I think these are gonna work for legs. We got this nice foot. I should be able to drill a hole at the bottom, drill 2 holes there, but we're gonna head down to the barn. We're gonna see if these are gonna work out. If not, I gotta find some longer pieces. Nope, not gonna work, just a little short. So, I have a couple options. I can just weld another angle iron, which probably will. We'll make it 40 inches long, which is about there. I'll drill 2 holes. I'll drill a hole through this. I can bolt it up, and this is done. I'll have to get a level on there. This needs to be raised a little bit more so we can have a little more clearance on the scraper. Let's go back to the farm and we'll get this. on. I got my brackets in now. I get looking at this and I kind of screwed up now I think about it. I probably should have flopped these angle irons around and had the angle iron going this way and just kind of hug this bracket, because that is kind of dangerous. So we're gonna have to give that a nice little nip, right? So you like that. If you jump down, you caught that. Oh, that'll hurt. So I'm not going to be able to flip it. So I got my holes drilled. If you flip it, it'll be offset. But yeah, if we give her a nice little angle cut, that'll be fine. And then once we get the manure going, we're gonna have a nice little vent session. Actually, no, I got time right now. I'm waiting for Owen's cutting me some more belt to make. So we gotta make sure the manure doesn't roll back. So this is another piece of manure belt long. It's just, it'll stay there. Gonna get another piece to go right here. So when manure drops, it drops onto this belt. This belt is wider. I knew that coming in. As long as they put the deflectors here, because there's supposed to be deflectors all the way down. This is not gonna be a today problem. But I'm gonna deflect that manure right to the center of the belt, and then it'll hit the center here, and it'll be fine. But we had some issues this week. This manure belt was one of the issues. So when I ordered this belt, we discussed so many feet. We discussed this was going to be in, I call this the doghouse. This way we can service it, right? We want to be able to service this stuff. Anyways, last week I called and I said, hey, next week we're going to tackle this manure belt. I want to make sure we got all the parts here. I think we're going to be short just by looking at all the material that we have. And everybody assured me, no, you have the proper length. So we will get to the other end, but we were 4 feet short. So when we first started, so we had this manure belt was always in here. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but it came and it went to the length of this bar. Now this belt goes through both bars. So we had to cut this apart. You can see welding galvanized is not easy. That's not my finest welding jobs, but anyways, we had to shorten this piece so we can make this straight down and have the transition. A lot of these brackets that are on the wall, they were too long. I had to cut them apart and shorten them up and change the angle of stuff, just make it all work. So I was busy doing that kind of stuff, and everybody else was busy putting this belt in. So I was busy helping them, but at the other farm in my shop. So I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on, and when I came back down here, this bulkhead was against this wall in there. And so being in there also pushes it that way, so my manure can't hit this belt. And this, like I said, I can't service it against the wall. I wasn't very happy with that, and I had a discrepancy with Cole and his worker, and it got to a point that I really did lose it, and I apologize for that to Cole. But when I or somebody comes to you and said, hey, I have a problem with what's going on, and I did. I said, I think this should be out here. Why is it, way over there? And why are we short? Well, he just kind of kept going forward and kind of doing his thing. He wasn't really listening to me. So, like I said, I lost it. And realistically, we should have just pumped the brakes and had a chat and say, okay, what do we need to do? And my solution was I'm calling my salesman, which is FDI, and we are getting 4 more feet of this, and I'm going to make this proper because I got to deal with it. So that's what I ended up doing. It was unfortunate that I went down that way, and I have a few more venting I got to do, but we finally got some more pieces, and then we can get this manure going. So this is a couple days later, and if you're one, I think it was like 89 people who kind of watched this video already. I ended up taking it down, and I'll be putting it back up with this. So I took it down because there was some discrepancies on what I seen and what went on. So we'll start off with this belt. So when they initially put this belt in, there was a mark in the wall about right there, and my bulkhead was behind the cement. So it was already going to be short. So that's when I called and I got the extra length, and now we're about here on my belt, so the manure won't fall off. I can service all that stuff easily. I can service the other end very easily. Everything's closer to the wall, so I'm very happy. I apologize to Cole for kind of losing it on him, but yeah, we should have pumped the brakes and figured it out before that particular incident happened, but it happened, it's over. We're done, like we're 100% done. Birds were supposed to come here on Friday, but I ended up having Hydro One come put my 400 amp service in on Friday, which was a surprise. So we pumped the brakes. Next week the birds are coming in, which is fine dandy. This gives me the weekend to, I have some tests I gotta run. So I had a couple other issues here with people, like, you know, just the end was near and everybody was getting uptight, you know, because the due date's here. So I think I talked about MFA and doing this control stuff. Well, what happened was a couple weeks ago I went and talked to the guy Dwayne about having their electricians come and see what stage we were at. That's when all the wires were hanging out. Well, their electrician never came, and you know, Gerber was here and he's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, well, we're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep moving forward. The reason why the electrician never came is I found out that Dwayne ended up having some heart problems and was in the hospital. So I'm just going to assume that that message never got relayed because of those issues. So either way, I worked out MFA and Gerber's. They did work together on getting this all finished up. Everything's hooked up properly. Exicon came, they gave me the ins and the outs of this controller. I'm really happy with it. It's gonna take a couple days. I'm actually gonna run some tests. Lights on, lights off. It should work, but I'm gonna come here early in the morning Monday, make sure the lights come on, and then you know, then I know when the birds come in that this controller is doing what it's supposed to do. So yeah, there's definitely some issues with at the end with having a bunch of people, and but it all got resolved. We're done. Like I said, we're here. So I'm happy the birds are going to come in, and I hope I explained all that properly, because I think in the beginning I was making it sound like MFA didn't want to do that portion of the job, and now I realize that that wasn't the case. It was just miscommunication, and that's just what happens in life. We're all good. I'm really happy with what's going on in here. I think the next video for everybody, it won't be the birds. I believe we're going to try to move, like birds will be coming in, but I'm going to have a couple days in here by myself before I start videoing. We're hoping manure will be going out. I've got a bunch of liquid stuff to go out, a bunch of pig manure. They started doing my dry there last week. I've actually finished soybeans, except for the double crops. I haven't got a lot of videos harvesting, just too much stuff, other stuff going on. But there's lots of harvest left. It's been super wet. We've been puddle jumping, going in between the rains. We've been getting it done though. Really have my draper head. I think I had a couple people comment on what was the fix for me losing signal with the Green Star and my walkie-talkie, and the fix was actually just change the channel, and you just got to go through them until you find the channels that don't interfere with the GPS signal. So that was the fix for that. Anyways, I just want to give a huge shout out to ProAg, Gerber Electric, MFA, Exicon, Chris DeWitt, Jason Ayers, all those people. Like, we're here. The end is near. We're 100% done. Friday came and I had to do some touch-ups. Like I said, the 400 amp service came in. I didn't think that was going to happen until the birds were in. But there was a cancellation in the schedule, so it worked out in my benefit. I just had to shuffle some things around on my end. Thankfully, the pullets are in my barn, so I'm in control of when they come down here, and that was nice. So I might as well just kind of walk down here. You can see I do got a little bit of feed out, just a little bit, until, you know, I just make sure things ran until they start loading my birds into the truck. I'm not going to get feed out because I don't want it to go stale in the trough. But you can kind of see, this is what we're going to be. This will be about the light intensity, I think. I got the guy coming from DeKalb Birds here right shortly to go over the lighting. He says I want the lights a little brighter for a first few days and then kind of make them a bit dimmer. So I don't know where we're going to be at, but well, here is the starting of the house. So the birds are going to be hanging out in here. You can see it's bright. We're going to have food. We got the water. We got the party room. They're going to be perching. You can see this is the nest box, so you can see the light gets dimmer, and it's very dim in here, which you want. The birds want it that dim, so they're comfortable laying their eggs. So there's an egg saver wire here, so I got to figure out when we're going to start jogging the belts, which obviously Monday we're going to get, well, once the birds come in, then I'll figure it out, because I'm going to have to come in here, like, I'm going to have to do it every 20 minutes, every 5 minutes, once every, you just got to come in here and you're going to have to speculate yourself on when you're going to have to move this belt forward, because as you can see, so there's 2 nests, so this section is going to get full. We have to jog this belt, so the eggs are now in this section, and we're going to be able to lay in here, and then by the time we're ready to gather, this whole line will be 100% full in a nice row. That's what we're going to go for. Yeah, Exicon came here, we ran all these fans. I am extremely happy with this ventilation. Especially, we're retrofitting. You don't know what's going to go on until you turn them on, because, you know, we just threw vents in the doors to allow air to come in, the old doorways. And we were just kind of like, okay, well, we're going to put, you know, a fan every other brace here, and then we staggered them on the other side. But we move a lot of air. Everything looks like it's going to work awesome. So, yeah, like I said, big shout out. Thanks to everybody who got this done. We'll be making the video when the birds are in. I think that's all I got for you today. So, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a good one.